Numbers chapter 21. Victory over Arad. When the Canaanite king of Arad in the Negev heard that Israel was coming by the way of Atharim, he attacked Israel and took some of them prisoners. Then Israel made this vow to the Lord: "If indeed you deliver these people into our hands, I will consecrate their towns with a curse of destruction." The Lord listened to the voice of Israel and delivered the Canaanites into their hands. They totally destroyed them and their town in accordance with the curse of destruction. Because of this, that place was named Hormah. The bronze serpent. From Mount Hor they set out by way of the Sea of Reeds to go around the land of Edom. The people were discouraged by the journey and began to complain against God and Moses. "Why have you brought us out of Egypt to let us die in the wilderness? There is neither bread nor water here, and we are disgusted with this miserable food." The Lord then sent fiery serpents against the people. They bit the people, and many of the Israelites died. Then the people came to Moses and said, "We have sinned, speaking against the Lord and against you. Plead with the Lord to take the serpents away." Moses pleaded for the people, and the Lord said to him, "Make a fiery serpent and set it on a standard. Whoever has been bitten and then looks at it shall live." So Moses made a bronze serpent and set it on a standard. Whoever was bitten looked at the bronze serpent and remained alive. Passage to Moab. The people of Israel set out and camped at Obos. Then they left Obos and camped at Abarim, in the wilderness that borders Moab toward the east. They set out from there and camped in the valley of Zered. They set out from there and camped beyond the Arnon. This valley in the desert begins in the land of the Amorites and is the border of Moab between the Moabites and the Amorites. Because of this, it is written in the book of the wars of the Lord: Waheb by Suphah and the valley of Arnon, and the slope of the ravine that runs down to Ar along the border of Moab. From there they went on to Beer. This is the well of which the Lord said to Moses, "Gather the people together, and I will give them water." Then it was that Israel sang this song: "Let the waters spring up, sing out in chorus for the well that the princes sank, the well dug by the leaders of the people with their scepter, with their staves." From the desert they went to Matana, from Matana to Nahaliel, from Nahaliel to Bamoth, from Bamoth to the valley that leads into the country of Moab, towards the peak of Pisgah, which overlooks the desert. Victory over Sihon and Og. Israel sent this message to Sihon, king of the Amorites: "Let us pass through your territory. We will not cross any fields or vineyards or drink any water from the wells. We will keep to the king's road until we are out of your territory." But Sihon refused to let Israel pass through his territory. He gathered all his people, marched into the desert to confront Israel, and reached Jahaz. There he gave battle to Israel, but Israel struck him down with the sword and conquered his country from the Arnon to the Jabbok, as far as the Ammonite territory. From Jazer was the Ammonite border. Israel occupied all the cities and the towns of the Amorites, including Heshbon and the towns around it. Heshbon was the capital of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab and captured from him all this territory as far as the Arnon. Because of this, the poets continued to sing: "Courage, city of Zion, Heshbon, city of Zion, well built and well founded. A fire came out of Heshbon, a flame from the city of Zion. It devoured Arad of Moab, it engulfed the high places of the Arnon. Woe to you, Moab, you are lost people of Chemosh. Your sons have fled, your daughters were taken captives by the Amorite king Sihon. So their posterity perished from Heshbon to Dibon, and a fire raged from Naphath as far as Medeba. When Israel had settled in the country of the Amorites, Moses sent spies to explore Jazer. Israel took the city with all the towns depending on it, and the Amorites who lived there were evicted. After that, the Israelites turned and went up to Bashan. Og, king of Bashan, set out with all his people to confront them and gave them battle at Edrei. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Do not be afraid of him, for I have given him into your hands with all his people and his land. You shall deal with him as you dealt with Sihon, king of the Amorites, who ruled in Heshbon. The people of Israel killed him, his sons, and all his people, not leaving a survivor, and they took possession of his land." Numbers chapter 22, the story of Balaam. Then the Israelites journeyed on and camped in the plains of Moab along the Jordan opposite Jericho. Now Balak the son of Zippor saw all that the people of Israel had done to the Amorites, and the Moabites were exceedingly afraid of Israel because they were a very numerous people. In fact, they were terrified on account of the presence of the people of Israel. So the Moabites said to the elders of Midian, "Look, this horde is going to eat up everything around us as easily as an ox eats up the grass of the field." Now Balak son of Zippor was king of Moab at the time. He sent messengers to summon Balaam son of Beor at Pethor on the river in the land of the Amorites. Balak said, "See, a people has come out of Egypt. They are covering the face of the earth and are settling opposite to me. Come and put a curse on these people on my behalf, because they are too powerful for me. Then perhaps I may be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land. For I will know that those you bless are indeed blessed, and those you curse are cursed." The elders of Moab and Midian set out, taking with them the fee for divination. They came to Balaam and gave him Balak's message. Balaam said to them, "Stay here tonight, and I will give you whatever answer the Lord gives me." So the Moabite princes stayed in Balaam's house. God came to Balaam and asked him, "Who are these men with you?" Balaam said to God, "Balak son of Zippor, king of Moab, sent them to me with this message. The people has come out of Egypt and is covering the face of the earth. Now come and put a curse on them for me. Perhaps I shall then be able to wage war on them and drive them away." But God said to Balaam, "You shall not go with them, you shall not put a curse on them, because they are blessed." Next morning Balaam got up and said to the princes of Balak, "Return to your country, for the Lord has refused to let me go with you." So the Moabite princes returned to Balak and said, "Balaam refused to come with us." Balak again sent other princes, more numerous and more distinguished than the first. They went to Balaam and said, This is what Balak son of Zippor said. Please do not refuse to come to me. I will greatly honor you. Whatever you tell me, I will do. Only come and lay a curse on these people for me." Balaam answered the servants of Balak, "Even if Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold, I could not do anything great or small beyond the command of the Lord my God. Now you two stay here tonight, so that I may know whatever other orders the Lord may give me." God came to Balaam at night and said, "If these men have come to summon you, go with them, but you may do only what I tell you." Balaam got up next morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the Moabite princes. The talking donkey. But the anger of God was aroused because of his going, and the angel of the Lord posted himself on the road to block his way. Balaam was riding on the donkey, and his two attendants with him. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing on the road with a drawn sword, she turned off the road and went into the field. Then Balaam hit the donkey to get her back onto the road. But the angel of the Lord stood on a narrow lane between vineyards with a stone wall on either side. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she shrank against the wall, crushing Balaam's foot against it, so he beat her again. Then the angel of the Lord went ahead and stopped at a narrow place where there was no room to go either to the right or left. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord there, she lay down under Balaam. He was angry and beat her with his stick. But now the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said to Balaam, "What have I done to you to make you beat me 3 times?" Balaam answered, "Because you have made a fool of me. If I had a sword just now, I would have killed you." And the donkey said to Balaam, "Am I not your own donkey that you have always ridden up to this day? Have I ever dared to do this to you?" He said, "No." Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing on the road with a drawn sword. He bowed and prostrated himself, his face to the ground. The angel of the Lord said to him, "Why did you strike your donkey 3 times? I have come here to oppose you because you have been reckless in undertaking this journey. The donkey saw me and turned away 3 times. Otherwise I would have killed you and spared her." And Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, "I have sinned. I did not know you were posted against me on the road. If this journey displeases you, I will go back." The angel of the Lord said to Balaam, "Go with this man, but you may say only what I tell you." So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. When Balak heard that Balaam had come, he went out to meet him at the boundary city of Ar of Moab on the Arnon. Then Balak said to Balaam, "I sent an urgent summons to you. Why did you not come to me? Did you really think I could not pay you well enough?" Balaam then said to Balak, "Now I have come to you, but what power have I to say anything? Only what God puts on my lips is what I shall say." So Balaam went with Balak, and they came to Kiriath Huzoth. There Balak sacrificed cattle and sheep, and gave some to Balaam and the princes who were with him. Psalm chapter 63. Ardent longing for God. O God, you are my God, I yearn for you. For you my body longs and my soul thirsts, like a dry and weary land without water. Thus have I gazed upon you in the sanctuary, to see your power and your glory. Your love is better than life, my lips will glorify you. I will bless you as long as I live, lift up my hands and call on your name. As my soul is satisfied with the richest food, my mouth will praise you with joyful lips. I remember you on my bed, I muse on you all through the watches of the night. Because you have been my help, I rejoice in the shadow of your wings. My soul clings to you, your right hand upholds me. Those who are after my life will be destroyed. They will go down to the depths of the earth. They will be delivered to the sword and will become the prey of jackals. The king will rejoice in God. All who swear by God's name will glorify him. But mouths that swear falsely will be silenced. Mark chapter 9, verse 1 to 29. The Transfiguration of Jesus. And he went on to say, "Truly I tell you, there are some of those standing here who will not die before they see the kingdom of God coming with power." 6 days later, Jesus took with him Peter, James, and John and led them up a high mountain. There his appearance was changed before their eyes. Even his clothes shone, becoming as white as no bleach on earth could bleach them. Elijah and Moses appeared to them. The two were talking with Jesus. Then Peter spoke and said to Jesus, Master, it is good that we are here. Let us make 3 tents, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. For he did not know what to say. They were overcome with awe. Then a cloud formed, covering them in a shadow, and from the cloud came this word, This is my Son, the beloved, listen to him. And suddenly as they looked around, they no longer saw anyone except Jesus with him. As they came down the mountain, he ordered them to tell no one about what they had seen until the Son of Man had risen from the dead. So they kept this to themselves, although they discussed with one another what the rising from the dead could mean. The question about Elijah. And they asked him, Why do the teachers of the law say that Elijah must come first? Jesus answered them, Of course Elijah will come first, so that everything may be as it should be. But how is it that the scriptures say that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be despised? I tell you that Elijah has already come, and they treated him as they pleased, as the scriptures say of him. The boy with an evil spirit. When they came to the place where they had left the other disciples, they saw many people around and some teachers of the law arguing with him. When the people saw Jesus, they were surprised and ran to greet him. He asked, What are you arguing about with them? A man answered him from the crowd, Master, I brought my son to you, for he has a dumb spirit. Whenever the spirit seizes him, it throws him down, and he foams at the mouth, grinds his teeth, and becomes stiff all over. I asked your disciples to drive the spirit out, but they could not. Jesus replied, You faithless people, how long must I be with you? How long must I put up with you? Bring him to me. And they brought the boy to him. As soon as the spirit saw Jesus, it shook and convulsed the boy, who fell on the ground and began rolling about, foaming at the mouth. Then Jesus asked the father, How long has this been happening to him? He replied, From childhood. And it has often thrown him into fire and into water to destroy him. If you can do anything, have pity on us and help us. Jesus said to him, Why do you say, if you can? All things are possible for one who believes. Immediately the father of the boy cried out, I do believe, but help the little faith I have. Jesus saw that the crowd was increasing rapidly, so he ordered the evil spirit, Dumb and deaf spirit, I command you, leave the boy and never enter him again. The evil spirit shook and convulsed the boy, and with a terrible shriek came out. The boy lay like a corpse, and people said, He is dead. But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him, and the boy stood up. After Jesus had gone indoors, his disciples asked him privately, Why could we not drive out the spirit? And he answered, Only prayer can drive out this kind, nothing else.